senator says Nebraska inmates released from prison too early were allowed to stay out even after the problem went public. Good evening, I'm Melissa Fry.
And I'm Jeremy Maskell. A deputy director of the State Department of Corrections says there was a deliberate decision by the new director to ignore a Supreme Court ruling on calculating prison sentences. It's our big story at 6 o'clock. Nebraska's deputy corrections director says a second Supreme Court order was ignored, and 7 or 8 inmates released too early were placed in temporary home confinement rather than being sent back to prison.
They were allowed to wear electronic monitoring devices over the objections of Department of Corrections lawyer George Green, who felt the home confinement program was illegal.
Corrections Director Mike Kenny is before the investigating legislative committee right now. Kenny says he thought he had the authority to make the new classification. Listen now to Kenny and Omaha State Senator Steve Lathrop.
I decided to be the kind of director that was going to enforce the mission of the agency to reintegrate people in a successful manner that still upheld qualities of justice but didn't disrupt their lives.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's
and that's the kind of
motive.
director you are, but you had to ignore the Anderson opinion and exactly what the Supreme Court told you to do with these guys when they were done. And when you found out you made a mistake and you rounded these people up and you had to look to see if they broke the law, you didn't. And when you were told by the Supreme Court opinion in Anderson that these guys owed more time, you decided not to make them serve it.
Senator
and
Anders.
No, sir, it's the law.
Senator Lathrop questioned Kenny as to who was part of the decision to create that temporary category. Kenny insists it was his decision alone, despite notes from George Green indicating the governor, attorney general, and others were part of that meeting.
And there are more allegations made public in the legislative hearing investigating what went wrong in the Department of Corrections.
A memo produced today also suggests Governor Dave Heinemann's administration wanted to change the definition of prison overcapacity in an attempt to lower the numbers. Most of the day was spent talking about what could have been done and was not, specifically referencing the release of convicted killer Nico Jenkins. 2
members of the state ombudsman's office advised Bob Houston, the former head of corrections, that Jenkins needed to be transferred into mental health treatment.
His comments were, what am I going to tell the families of staff? What am I going to tell the families of inmates if we release Nico in general population and he kills somebody? There was more emphasis on what Nico would do within the facility than what he would do outside of the facility.
The Ombudsman's office representatives testified Houston felt Jenkins was manipulating the system and not in need of mental health treatment.
And State Senator Steve Lathrop said it was heartbreaking to think something could have been done to stop the murders of 4 people in Omaha.